Hey there, Nikki Justice here with Run Repeat, and today I'm going to review for you the new Topo Athletic Zephyr. So I'm no stranger to the Topo Athletic brand. I've been running in their shoes for quite some time now. But yeah, spoiler alert, the Zephyr is my favorite Topo model on the market right now, and let's take a peek why. So we've already established that the Topo Zephyr is my favorite shoe year to date, but let's take a peek at some specs which make the Zephyr my favorite. So the Zephyr is a lightweight, neutral road running shoe. In a women's size 7, this shoe weighs in at 7.2 ounces, and in men's size 9, it weighs in at 9.2 ounces. So that is a very lightweight trainer, which you can use for everyday running, or you could even use it for racing. I've done both, and the shoe performs phenomenally. Other than that, the shoe does have a relatively low drop. It's a 5mm offset with 28mm of foam here and 23mm of foam in the forefoot. I wanted to clue you in on one of my favorite aspects of the Topo Zephyr. So yes, carbon fiber plates are all the rave. You see them in Nike, Vaporfly, Next Percent, the Hoka One, Carbon X. But does it really help benefit you? Well, let's take a peek at Topo Athletic's Worthy Contender. Check this out. So this is Topo's embedded Elastomer plate, which is embedded between the midsole and the outsole of the Zephyr. And yes, this is a relatively firmer shoe that Topo has made. You know, some of their shoes are much more malleable and pliable. But I promise you that this Elastomer plate definitely provides that responsiveness and pop that you would desire in a fast road running shoe. So if you are someone who desires to run fast in a shoe and have a shoe work for you instead of against you, you need to get your feet in the Topo Zephyr. My favorite pace to run in the shoe is an up-tempo pace. I really do feel like the running in that pace is effortless in the Zephyr. It's my favorite.
Just wanted to take a second to compare and contrast the Fli-Lyte 3 from the Topo Zephyr. So starting with the obvious, the Fli-Lyte 3 has a more tighter knit engineered mesh, whereas the Zephyr has a more lightweight mesh. It's more breathable. Not that I don't like the Fli-Lyte 3 mesh, it's very comfortable. I just much prefer the updated upper of the Zephyr. Now, other than that, if we look at the outsoles of the two, you can see in the forefoot region, the pattern is quite similar. You know, obviously on the Zephyr you have that embedded elastomer plate, but looking at the Fli-Lyte 3, there's much more exposed EVA foam, whereas on the Zephyr in particular, they have what's called zip foam. And the zip foam is actually a blend between TPU and EVA foam, which makes it a little heavier, it's a little more dense, but it is much more springy and much more durable. So as you can see here, I've done about 115 miles in these shoes, and you can barely even tell, like the tread wear is very minimal. I mean, all of my miles have been on the road and on the treadmill, but you can't even tell. That's great. So for a quick recap of the Topo Zephyr, the things that I love about the shoe are obviously this embedded elastomer plate. It really does add to the overall responsiveness of the Zephyr. It does add that extra pop that you desire in a running shoe. It's a really fast shoe. The zip foam is awesome. Like I mentioned, I had ran 115 miles in these shoes, and I mean, you can barely even tell. So it's very durable. So if you're a fan of Topo, or maybe you've never even ran in Topo before, the forefoot region of the shoe is rather wide, and that's to allow for toe splay. I love that, and I would venture to say that the Zephyr is the widest Topo model that is on the market right now. It's very comfortable. This breathable mesh is great. Now for the things that I don't like so much, there's really not many bad things to say about the Zephyr. So it is a rather firm shoe, so if you're someone who is desiring for a Cadillac type comfort of a shoe, you might want to opt for the Topo Phantom. So that one's a much more cushioned running shoe. This is more of a firm shoe, so it's designed to go fast. The only other qualm I've had with the Zephyr is with this thin tongue. It's not that it's uncomfortable by any means. It's like a suede material. It's just that when you're inserting your foot, it can roll up on itself on the sides. So just stick your hand in your shoe and make sure it lays flat across your foot when you're putting your foot in and tying your laces up, and you should have no issues at all. So that's my review of the Topo Zephyr. If you'd like, visit RunRepeat.com for my full detailed written review of the Zephyr. Thank you so much for watching.